Hello everyone, and welcome to A Mile in My Stilettos, where beauty meets business. So today I'm going to be doing my hair. I got this bald cap because I molded my hair down because this is a braidless situation that I'm going to be doing because I have a TWA and I cannot grip it, especially not with my nails. So yeah, really being, mindful of that. There's a little hole in my cap, but I actually put two caps on. So that's one thing. I molded down one cap, then did another. Now I choose to glue my caps on or my lace front on in the front because that's just what I want to do. You could just as easily use got to be glue to stick it down and, make it lay or whatever, but I knew I wanted mine to stick for several days and I danced, so that's why I chose to glue it. It's my choice. I put it in front of my hairline so it's not gonna rip out my hair. So I'm showing you all my bundles, 16, 18, 14, and the frontal that I use is actually 12 inches. So now that ghost bond has dried, and I know it's dry when it's clear, I'm applying another thin coat to it just to make sure it's nice and sticky like I'm gonna need it to be. Again, in front of my hairline. My forehead is big, so it's really easy for me to put stuff in front of my hairline without it, looking like, why is her hairline so close to her eyebrows? So it works for me. So as I let that dry, I just go ahead and I start to sew it in the back. So that's what I'm doing now, and you guys see me doing that. So there's no braids there. All I've done is molded my hair down, but it's still gonna work. So then I just take my frontal and I start putting it on. Now with a frontal, when you put it on, you guys, you want to make sure that, I'm sorry I'm a little bit out of frame in this. I'm trying to see what I'm doing. But you just want to lay it down, but you want to constantly make sure you're pulling back a little bit in the back to make sure it's going to lay smoothly. So I went and I tied it down to get that glue set, and I started sewing back again. So I'm sewing, and again, I'm sewing as if there's braids there, even though there's not, but it's going to be secure because I'm really mainly going through those caps, and the caps are secured to my head. So it's going to stay, it's going to be tight. I don't have anything to worry about with that. Now, I will say this. You want to make sure that when you're sewing, you're not digging too deep, like into your hair. I've never had any issues with it tangling, like the sewing, the string getting tangled in my hair. That's never been an issue. So if you're thinking, oh, but now the thread's going to be knotted up in your hair because it's not braided. Nope, that's never happened. It comes out without any issue. I'm not losing hair. You see me tugging it to show y'all this is not going nowhere, honey. Nowhere. I'm good. Okay, so back to sewing again. So I just keep sewing. I'm flipping the tracks over, and I actually doubled the tracks. So just to make sure it's nice, thick, and full how I want it. And then I flip the tracks over because I don't want to cut these tracks. I know I'm going to use them again. I'm going to go back in now that my front is set, whether you use got to be, whether you use glue, whatever it is. After you tie it down, make sure it's set. I'm going to go in and I'm going to sew this frontal. I'm going to sew the back part. Now, you want to make sure that as you're sewing, you're continuing to pull. You saw me just do a little bit of pull right there. You want to make sure you're pulling. So yes, just keep pulling it back as you go around. And I'm not going to go all the way across. What I am going to do is basically sew halfway, and then once I get to the halfway point, as I continue to pull, I'm going to backtrack and I'm going to go back just to make sure everything is really secure. And then also doing it that way helps to make sure that I'm pulling everything properly and there's not going to be any lumps. So sew across halfway and then go back. the direction that you came and overlap it just to make sure it's all really secure, really nice, flat, and smooth. Yes, look at this. I like it. It's nice. Okay, so let me just continue to do the same thing on the other side. Checking, making sure y'all can see what I'm doing. And really, you're just doing this like a regular sewing, like as if there were braids there, even though there are no braids. Okay, so now I'm up at the top. I just kept going across, crisscross, and so I'm just gonna loop it back over and sew it down so that I meet where that closure is at. So, yep, that's what I'm gonna do there. Alrighty, and lastly, I'm getting some mousse so I could lay this down. It's like a little puffy on one side, but I'll show y'all a picture. But yep, that's it. Hope you like it. Peace.